On that cold winter night, Pierre Dumont was driving along the winding roads of Provence, France. The wind howled through the trees as he was distracted by the sound of the radio. He was returning from a visit to his sick mother in a distant village and longed to get home to rest. As he drove through an isolated stretch of road, Pierre saw a figure by the roadside. It was a woman dressed in white, desperately waving for a ride. Intrigued by the sight, he stopped the car next to her. "Bonsoir, monsieur," she said, with a distressed and worried expression. "Could you take me to my house?" Pierre hesitated for a moment, but the woman's desperation convinced him. He unlocked the car door, and she got in. There was something ethereal about her, something he couldn't explain. The woman seemed out of place, as if she belonged to another time. "Merci, monsieur," she said, settling into the passenger seat. "My name is Isabelle." "Nice to meet you, Isabelle. My name is Pierre. Where are you going?" She provided an address in a nearby small village. Despite having to divert his route a bit, the young man was moved and decided to take her home. While he drove, Isabelle remained quiet and carefully instructed the way. "Turn right and take the highway," said the young woman with a tone of urgency. However, as they approached a particularly dangerous curve in the road, she began to show signs of nervousness. "Pierre, please, be careful on this curve," she pleaded, her voice trembling. As the car approached the curve, Pierre noticed a serious accident that had just happened between a truck and a small car. Pierre abruptly stopped the car, breathing heavily, trying to understand what had just happened. After catching his breath, he decided to see if anyone needed help. "Just a minute, miss," he said as he jumped out of the car. The accident was horrible. Everything indicated that the truck driver had fallen asleep and veered into the opposite lane. The fog and dark road made the scene look like a horror movie. Pierre shouted and shouted, looking for any survivors. The small car was down a ravine, completely destroyed. "Hello, I'm calling an ambulance to help you," Pierre shouted, but no one responded. Suddenly, a flame ignited at the back of the small car. The young man, without thinking twice, jumped down the hill and ran to try to rescue someone before the worst happened. He crouched down and saw a girl about 10 years old, unconscious in the back seat. She was trapped in the wreckage, but didn't seem to be in critical condition. He put his hand on the girl's chest and felt a faint breath. "Good, she's alive," Pierre said. Again, without thinking twice, he launched himself at the door and with great difficulty dragged the child away from the flames. Before the flames consumed the rest of the car, Pierre gathered his courage and went to the driver. He crouched down and saw the girl's mother in the driver's seat, but unfortunately, he realized she was already lifeless. "Wait a minute," the young man said. "It can't be." Something totally unexpected took Pierre's breath away. That couldn't be true. Pierre went back to the girl and climbed up the ravine to the road where his car and his passenger were. But by then, there was no one there anymore. It was then that he finally understood that the woman who had asked him for a ride was actually the ghost of the woman who had just died in the accident, pleading for help to save her daughter. Did you like the story? Maybe you'll also like this one. Just click on the card beside. Don't forget to like and share. See you in the next video. Goodbye.